Hello students, today we are going to learn English class 7th 4.2 Unki Munki Timpetu. In this story, 3 characters are there: Rohan, his friend Mook and Mrs. Grover. Story begins with Rohan's birthday. So Rohan's birthday is there and he is demanding something to his mother. So let's see the lesson. Unki Munki Timpetu. It will be a fantastic birthday this year, I said in a mocking tone. All I will get is a pair of shoes and hand-knitted pullover. I had asked for a table tennis set, but my mother said it is totally out of the question this year. So in the first paragraph we'll see that Rohan's birthday is there and he is demanding to his mother what? Hand-knitted pullover and also the table tennis set. But mother said you cannot get it this year. My friend Mook looked at me thoughtfully. He drew a bit closer and said, "Well, Rohan, I don't say I believe in it, but my cousin said it works and there is no harm trying. Don't you think?" Now his friend, Rohan's friend Mook, he was also with him, and Mook was looking at the Rohan very thoughtfully, and after that Mook said to the Rohan that we'll do one trick, we'll do something, and I did not believe in that, but my cousin said it works and there is no harm in doing, in trying. Okay, so we'll do it. Then Rohan said, "Trying what?" I asked. "Well, my cousin said if you really want something badly, all you have to do is to run around a banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times Unki Munki Timpetu." So Rohan's friend Mook was thinking very thoughtfully, and he came nearer to the Rohan and said that what we have to do, if we want very badly something, then my cousin, means Mook said, my cousin said that if you want something or you are in a need of something, then what you should do, you should run around a banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times Unki Munki Timpetu. I desperately wanted my wish to come true. Still I asked, why 17 times and why at midnight? So I asked him, why only 17 times and why at midnight only? Don't ask me. Mook said, don't ask me this. Who was my best friend? That is how it is done, I suppose. Why not try it? It would not do any harm. Then Mook said that it will not do any harm. You should try it. I thought it was all nonsense. Besides, I couldn't think of any banyan tree in our neighborhood. There was one in old Grover's garden. But who dared to enter the garden? Not me, and not at midnight. Mrs. Grover had been the principal of our school till last year. One look from her piercing pale green eyes was enough to silence bullies like Rinkolal of class 10. I had seen it happen with my own eyes. And here when Mook told him that you take a round of banyan tree 17 times. At that time Rohan also ready, but Rohan said that I couldn't think of any banyan tree in our neighborhood. But after some times he said that yes, banyan tree is there. Where it is? In the garden of Mrs. Grover. Okay, and she was the principal and she was very strict principal. And he said that one look from her piercing pale. Piercing means what? Piercing eyes means eyes that look carefully and sharply at someone or something. Okay, who dare to go in Mrs. Grover's garden? Forget it, I said. However, the thought kept haunting me till the day before my birthday, and I just could not think of anything else. Haunting means what? Thinking. That thought go on thinking. Okay, I said to Mook, if you come along with me, I will go to Mrs. Grover's garden tonight and do it. Rohan said that, if you are coming with me, then we both will go. Why should I come alone? Asked Mook. I have no secret wish. But then also he was ready afterwards. Come on, let us go and wish for my table tennis set. So at 10 minutes to 12, Mook and I met at the back of old Mrs. Grover's garden. We climbed and sat on the boundary wall. We looked down into the garden, which lay dark and silent in the dim light of the moon. And there was a banyan tree, its aerial roots swaying in the gentle breeze of the night. We jumped down, reached the tree, and looked around carefully. And in this way, Mook and Rohan, both of them, went in Mrs. Grover's garden. And when they went, it was a very much darkness and the silent in the dim light of the moon. And there was a banyan tree. They saw the banyan tree. Its aerial roots were swaying. Aerial roots means roots that grow above the ground. And the aerial roots were swaying, moving in the gentle breeze, means in the wind. Okay. Imagine if she is awake, I whispered and pointed at Mrs. Grover's house. Nobody is awake at these ghostly hours of the night, hissed the Mook. Now get going, run. Now here Rohan said that if Mrs. Grover will come then Mook said, no, don't worry, nobody will come in this very dark night. So you start doing your work. I ran as fast as I could, chanting Munki Munki Timpetu. I wish my wish is coming true. Over and over again, I felt a bit scared. That was why I tried to get it over quickly and increase my speed. I increased and chanting too. And all the while I went on listening to the sound of the night, a crackled here, a swish there. And in this way, this Rohan started taking the round of banyan tree, and at that time he increased his speed also, chanting speed also and running speed also. Okay. Now next stanza. Suddenly the ferocious bark tore the stillness of the night. I froze. Inside Mrs. Grover's house, lights flashed on and the back door was pushed open. Here, ferocious means what? Dog's bark. And suddenly the dog's barks tore the stillness of the night. And I froze. I froze means what? I stood still in a fear and shock. Why? Because the Mrs. Grover's back door was pushed open and the lights also flashed. Who is there? Called Mrs. Grover. Answer or I will send the dog at you. Mrs. Grover said, who is there? Come on, answer fast. Otherwise I will send a dog at you. Mook, Mook, I mumbled. Say something. But Mook was climbing up the tree when I saw Mrs. Grover bend down to unleash the dog. Please don't send the dog at us. I will explain everything if you let me. Then when Mrs. Grover said, come on, speak, otherwise I will send dog at you. At that time Mook was very much frightened. And why? Because we know that Mook was frightened because when he heard that Mrs. Grover was out to send the dog at them, he climbed up the tree in a fear and escaped from the dog. And Rohan said that, okay, don't send the dog, I will explain you. Speak out soon, Mrs. Grover shouted. I told her everything. I feared she might not believe me, but she listened to me without interruption. She just looked at me with the hard, light green eyes of hers, as if she was trying to see right into my heart. And in this way, Rohan told whole story to Mrs. Grover, and she also listened everything. So she asked finally, "And you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu? Do you think it will help?" I dropped my head and said softly, "I hope it will." After listening whole story, Mrs. Grover said, "And do you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu? Do you think it will help?" Rohan dropped his head and said softly, "Yes, I believe in Unki Munki Timpetu." Okay, so next. "Well," she returned, "if you believe so, go and finish your round," she turned, saying, "And while leaving, would you mind using the front gate?" Then Mrs. Grover said, "Okay, if you are believing on Unki Munki Timpetu, then you can finish your round, and while going, use front gate." I did finish the remaining 6 rounds and left her garden using the front gate. I swore that I would never return. And then the great moment came. I opened my gifts, rejoiced over my new pair of shoes and the hand-knitted pullover. And then my eyes fell on the parcel, a big parcel. And finally the day came, means Rohan's birthday. That day came, and when he opened his eyes, he saw different types of gifts, different parcels, and he was very much happy. He saw his new shoes and the hand-knitted pullover also. After that, what happened? He saw one parcel, very big parcel, and I had never received such a big parcel earlier. Rohan said, "I have never received such a big parcel." Then on the parcel it was written, "To Rohan Khanna." I read from Unki Munki Timpetu, and on that parcel name of Rohan, it was written, it was to whom? To Rohan Khanna from Unki Munki Timpetu. I started at Mook, and he looked as surprised as I was. My mother asked, "Who is Unki Munki Timpetu? Isn't that an unusual name?" And mother also asked, "Who is this Unki Munki Timpetu? Who has sent this Unki Munki Timpetu has sent this parcel? Isn't it an unusual name?" "Yes," I said, "very unusual indeed." I bent over the parcel and began to unpack it. I removed the strings and the paper immediately. Finally, I removed the colorful gift wrapping and found a table tennis set. It was not a brand new table tennis set, but it was a fabulous one. "Wow," I whispered, "just wow." And when Rohan unpacked that parcel, what he saw? He saw a table tennis set. It was not new brand, but it was in a good condition. Okay, he was very happy. Till today, Mook swears he was nothing to do with it, and so do my parents. I wonder if old Mrs. Grover was responsible for the surprise. I wonder for a very long time. One day I gathered up all the courage. I persisted and went to meet Mrs. Grover. I used the front gate and rang the bell. I had gone over my lines 100 times, but when she looked down on me with her pale green eyes, I felt my heart sink and my courage vanished, and all I could do was shudder like an idiot. "Good afternoon, madam. Have you sorry, but do you believe in Unki Munki Timpetu?" And when Rohan got his big parcel, means when he got his table tennis set, Rohan came to know that this parcel may be sent Mrs. Grover. So one day he went to Mrs. Grover. Okay, but he was unable to speak with her. his courage also vanished, disappeared. Okay. Then Mrs. Grover continued to look at me with a strange look in her eyes. She replied softly but seriously, "Yes, I do believe in Unki Munki Timpatu." And Rohan asked, when he went, he asked Mrs. Grover that, "Do you believe in Unki Munki Timpatu?" And Mrs. Grover also seriously, very softly has given the answer there. "Yes, I do believe in Unki Munki Timpatu." And she has given example also that, "I had wished to have somebody over for tea today, and here you are. I wished that somebody should come for tea today at my home, and you are here. Now, isn't it a perfect example of Unki Munki Timpatu?" She smiled and she looked so different, almost human. From that day onwards, Mook and I went to see old Mrs. Grover quite often. Not only because she made the best tea and had the best cookies. No, we went because we liked her. And then we had one thing in common. We all believe in Unki Munki Timpatu. And after that day, Rohan said that I and myself and Mook, we always went to see Mrs. Grover. For what purpose? For drinking tea? No, because they both liked her very much. Okay, and another thing is that they all believe, means Mrs. Grover, Mook and Rohan, all three believe in Unki Munki Timpatu. And this lesson is by Shigrun Srivastav, okay, from some more short stories. Hope students you understood this lesson. Unki Munki Timpatu.